Welcome back to the best games in the 417 area. Before we get into the list, I'm going to let Ben and Leandra talk about one of the cool events going on in the month of February for 417 gamers.
If you're looking for something to do on Valentine's Day, come join us at Galloway Station on Valentine's evening, February 14th, for some games. All are welcome. Singles, couples, thruples, whoever wants to come out and play. Leandra, what else will we be doing?
We'll have a selection of 2-player, 4-player, and party games, and we'll be giving away some cool stuff. Don't forget Galloway Station. It's at 1281 East Republic Road in Springfield.
There's no cover charge, but we encourage everyone to try some of the great food and drinks that Galloway Station provides. For more information, head over to the 417 Gamers Facebook page, and we'll see you there.
Number 5. At the number 5 spot, we have Terraforming Mars. Designed by Jacob Frixilius, published by Frix Games, and distributed in the U.S. by Stronghold Games. Terraforming Mars originally came out in 2016. Here's a write-up from Frix Games. The taming of the Red Planet has begun. Corporations are competing to transform Mars into a habitable place by spending vast resources and using innovative technology to raise temperature, create a breathable atmosphere, and make oceans of water. As terraforming progresses, more and more people will immigrate from Earth to live on the Red Planet. In Terraforming Mars, you control a corporation with a certain profile. Play project cards, build up production, place your cities and green areas on the map, and race for milestones and awards. Will your corporation lead the way into humanity's new era? Terraforming Mars gained 49 points off of 6 lists of the 417 gamers. Terraforming Mars has a number of expansions, and there's some argument in the 417 gamers on which expansions is best. We all have some of our favorites. We also have some of our least favorites. I have played the fully expanded Terraforming Mars. I don't know that I actually recommend it, but it was interesting. I'll put it there. But that's Terraforming Mars at number 5. Number 4. At the number 4 spot, we have Seven Wonders, designed by Antoine Bauza, published by Repost Productions and Asmodee Games. Seven Wonders came out in 2010. Here's a write-up from Asmodee and Repost. Seven Wonders, the most awarded game in the world. With close to 2 million copies sold across the world and more than 30 international awards, Seven Wonders is a must-have in modern board gaming. In only 30 minutes, you'll build an ancient city from its first stone to its highest tower. You are the leader of one of the 7 greatest cities in antiquity. Develop your city by increasing your scientific discoveries, military conquests, commercial agreements, and prestigious structures to lead your civilization to glory. All the while, keep an eye on your neighbors' progress since they share similar ambitions. Will your wonder transcend the millennia to come? Develop your city by constructing buildings. Each building lets you improve one of your city's 4 paths of development: military, science, commercial, and civil. Civilization was born from evolution. A game of Seven Wonders plays over 3 rounds called Ages, during which you will choose cards with increasingly powerful effects. Each card you choose will influence your general strategy. The new edition of Seven Wonders also is now suitable for colorblind players. To assist every type of colorblindness, each color used in the game also has a corresponding symbol. A game where all players play together, there's no downtime where you're playing with 3 or even 7 players. And Seven Wonders is full of wonder cards in large format with amazing illustrations. Seven Wonders appeared on 7 lists and garnered 51 points in the 417 gamers, and I do really believe that Seven Wonders is a great game to have in your arsenal. That's Seven Wonders at number 4. Number 3. At number 3 is Viticulture, designed by Jamie Stegmaier and published by Stonemaier Games, published in 2013. Here's the flavor from Stonemaier's website. In Viticulture, you'll find yourself in rustic, pre-modern Tuscany, where you've inherited a meager vineyard. You own a few plots of land, an old crush pad, a tiny cellar, 3 workers, and the dream of owning the best winery in Italy. Your job is to allocate your workers and helpful visitors to complete various tasks throughout the year. Each season is different on a vineyard, so the workers have different tasks that they can take care of in the summer and winter. There's competition over those tasks, and often the first worker to arrive at each one has an advantage over the rest. Using those workers and visitors, you can expand your vineyard by building structures, planting vines, and fulfilling wine orders as you work towards the goal of owning the most successful winery in Tuscany. Viticulture garnered 59 points off of 9 lists in the 417 Gamers, and I firmly believe that this is up here because of the Tuscany expansion. Viticulture plays over 2 seasons in the Viticulture Essentials Edition, but once you get the Tuscany expansion, it plays 4 seasons. This pops out quite regularly, and in fact, I will probably, as of this recording, bring it out this Thursday. But that's Viticulture at number 3. 2. At number 2, we have Magic the Gathering, designed by Richard Garfield, published by Wizards of the Coast. Magic the Gathering originally came out in 1993. From Wikipedia, Magic the Gathering, colloquially known as Magic or MTG, is a tabletop and digital collectible card game created by Richard Garfield. Magic was the first trading card game and had approximately 35 million players as of December 2018. And over 20 billion Magic cards were produced from the period of 2008 through 2016, during which the game grew in popularity. A player in Magic takes the role of a planeswalker, a powerful wizard who can travel, or walk, between dimensions, planes, of the multiverse, doing battle with other players as planeswalkers by casting spells, using artifacts, and summoning creatures as depicted on individual cards drawn from their individual decks. A player defeats their opponent typically by casting spells and attacking with creatures to deal damage to the opponent's life total, with the objective being to reduce it from 20 to 0. Although the original concept of the game drew heavily from the motifs of traditional fantasy role-playing games such as Dungeons & Dragons, the gameplay bears little similarity to the pencil and paper games, while simultaneously having substantially more cards and more complex rules than many other card games. Magic can be played by 2 or more players, either in person, with printed cards, or on a computer, smartphone, or tablet with virtual cards through the internet-based software. It can be played in various rule formats which fall into 2 categories, constructed and limited. Limited formats involve players building a deck spontaneously out of a pool of random cards with a minimum deck of 40 cards. And in constructed formats, players create decks from cards they own, usually with a minimum of 60 cards per deck. Magic the Gathering garnered 64 points off of 6 lists in the 417 Gamers. If you're interested in Magic the Gathering, go talk to your friendly local game store. This has kept many game stores in business since its inception. Rarely do you see a game store that doesn't feature at least a Magic night of some sorts. See what they're doing and ask them for the different formats, and they might show you the ropes. This is Magic the Gathering at number 2. At the number 1 spot, crowned the best game in the 417 is Scythe. Designed by Jamie Stegmaier, published by Stonemaier Games, Scythe dropped in 2016. From the Stonemaier website. In Scythe, each player represents a fallen leader, attempting to restore their honor and lead their faction to power in Eastern Europa. Players conquer territory, enlist new recruits, reap resources, gain villagers, build structures, and activate powerful mechs. Scythe uses a streamlined action selection mechanism to keep gameplay moving at a brisk pace and reduce downtime between turns. While there is plenty of direct conflict, there is no player elimination, nor can units be killed or destroyed. Every part of Scythe has an aspect of engine building to it. Players can upgrade actions to become more efficient, build structures that improve their position on the map, enlist new recruits to enhance character abilities, deploy mechs to deter opponents from invading, and expand their borders to reap greater types of quantities of resources. These engine-building aspects create a sense of momentum and progress throughout the game. The order in which players move their engines adds to the unique feel of each game, even when playing one faction multiple times. Scythe after completing the 3 expansion story arc and wrapping up with accessories as complete, with the legendary box, the modular board, and the complete rulebook. While Scythe will continue to reprint and support old Scythians alike, the Scythe game is complete and will not be further extended. It is possible that they might revisit Jakub Brzezowski's 1920 world someday, and a new game is on the horizon if you've followed the Stonemaier website. Scythe gets played regularly, about every couple weeks in the 417 Gamers. This was the only game to appear on double-digit lists. Scythe appeared on 11 lists, garnered 84 points. It is, and for a little while I don't see anything toppling it as the best game in the 417. Our sponsor, MoonCityCon, would like to say that they are looking for some volunteers. This year, they're looking for a little bit of help to help run the registration and the library. If you're interested, shoot an email to either Moon City Catherine or Moon City Rick with the subject Volunteers. We'll shoot you an application your way. And without further ado, let's look at some of the games that made the list of the best games in the 417. And, of course, here's the list of the games that didn't quite make the cut. Thanks for watching, and keep gaming in the 417.